All right, man. Got back on track pretty nicely last year. Take me through 2019 and kind of how important that was for you as a year, just to make sure you got back in that win column and got a couple nice ones under your belt.
Man, 2019 was awesome. It was a hairy fight. My last fight was a very, very hairy one. But, overall, just to put 2 wins in the bank after having a loss is huge. It helps me get my momentum back. I feel like I'm refocused. Everything's clarified. I feel like a better fighter from it.
You mentioned the last one. You called it hairy. I mean, nobody likes a split decision. I'm sure. I'm sure you were nervous going to the judges. And what about that fight do you think made you better? What did you take from it? Is it good to have like a split decision win like that under, kind of under your belt?
A lot of people say no. Yeah, but I took this from it. I got a couple scars and bruises, but other than that, it was I was happy to have it. I guess people don't kind of get it, but that's the type of guy that I am. I like to fight. I like to be in the cage. If something bad happens, it's all part of the game. I'm prepared for that too. But definitely, after that fight, I felt way better because I was like, wow, I can go through that.
Yeah.
I can do that, and it just really proved a lot to me that I was like, man, I am a real fighter now, and like moving forward, it's just like gave me more confidence because I'm like, when I step in the cage, I feel more free to do what I want to do because I'm like, I can deal with a lot more adversity than I realized.
Sure. I mean, you'd gone that deep in a fight before. You'd gone deeper than that in a fight before,
yeah.
2 times before that, but is there something about being able to go the distance and get a win rather than, being able to put somebody away in the first or second round that makes you grow a little bit and you don't know it until you've been in that position?
Yes, 100%. Because a lot of times you'll see guys that you never know that they didn't have conditioning until you saw them in the 3rd round. You're like, this guy's crap in the bed, And I wanted people to see from very early on when I started fighting that, there's no quitting me. I don't want them to think they're just going to go out there and just lob a big old haymaker and take me out. I want them to feel like, oh, this is a fight, and I have to be smart. I have to, just anything to make them question themselves.
Talk about this one a little bit. Main event, big opportunity, obviously.
Yes.
But tell me a little bit about what your thoughts were when they called you with him as an opponent, what you thought about him. Obviously, he's got a pretty nice resume.
I feel like it's appropriate. I was like, if anything, they better give me somebody who's 22-0. I want to show people that there's a monster coming, and there's just gonna be way more guys just like him. And I want to see him now, and I want to see more like him.
What does he bring to the table? What have you looked at? I mean, are you a film study guy?
Yeah.
From back in the wrestling days? I mean, did you do that?
I didn't really watch a lot of film when I was back in wrestling. I had to learn to watch a lot of film, and even now, I still kind of like gloss over a lot of things. But, from what I've seen with him, he's a good wrestler. I see that. Passing the guard, and once he gets the guy down, it seems like he gets a little hung up on his decisions. But other than that, he's a good all-around fighter. He's a complete fighter, and that's exactly who I want to compete against, complete fighters.
I mean, would you prefer that he got a stoppage the way he did his last time out finally and not some decisions so you can see that element of his game here at this level? Obviously, he had finishes before he got to Bellator, but before the Rickles fight, he hadn't had any here in Bellator. So.
Yeah. It's always good to see what the guy got and what he relies on. Because every time you go out there, you can go into practice, you can learn 100,000 different things. But once you go out into the ring, you'll probably only do like 5 of them. Sure. And I like to see what people rely on.
Interesting time right now in your division. You got the champ moving up, right? So It has the potential to put some things on hold. I would presume that the winner of your guys' fight on Friday night is right there in that key top 2, 3, 4 guys.
I hope so.
What do you think about kind of the situation in the division as a whole when a guy moves up like that? And does it aggravate you?
It doesn't aggravate me at all. Everybody's on a personal journey. You're going to see the belt. You're going to get your chance and opportunity to fight for it when you do. And I think it's awesome he's moving up. He's going up to the next weight class to fight Musasi, the champ at the next weight class. So it's like if he wins, that's good. If he has to come back defend his title, you beat him. You feel like you can go 2 weight classes. It's more options for us. And if he loses, then whatever. Then give somebody else a chance to get the belt and go up there. But other than that, it still shows that 170 can compete with 185. And everybody wants to be 2 division belt champions.
Is that something that you'd have your eye on one day too?
Of course.
If you got the belt at 170?
Of course. I started out at 85. I plan to go back eventually.
What's eventually? A few years down the road when it hurts a little bit more and you have to get down to 110?
I don't know how far down the road, but eventually I do want to make that transition and bump up because I just like being bigger. I like feeling heavier, and once you start to kind of get MMA down, you start to understand the universal rules of the sport, then you feel more comfortable going with heavier guys.
Sure. What is the best case scenario for you on Friday night? Is it
for me
a highlight reel kind of situation?
Oh no, I never look for highlight reels. If you look for highlight reels, you'll be the highlight reel. But other than that, for me, I just go out there, I keep it smart, keep my hands high, move around, tag the guy when I can, look for my takedowns.